So, namaste everyone, and a warm welcome to all the dear Ram Bhakts present here this evening on this special occasion of Ram Navami. We at Swasti have organized a small celebration on our beloved Maryada Purushottama, this year being even more special as the grand Ram Mandir
Thank
at
you.
Ayodhya is finally a reality. Aren't we a generation blessed to be alive during such wonderful times? We formally welcome all Bhakts with a resounding Jai Siya Ram. Ganpati, also known as Vignaharta, is the dearest of all. We shall now have Miss Twisha invoking his divine presence amongst us through music. Over to you, Twisha.
गं गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया नमो नमो गं गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया नमो नमो गं गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया अंकुशधर मंगलकर पंकजशयना वरदा अंकुशधर मंगलकर पंकजशयना धरणा गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया नमो नमो गं गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया पङ्कजासनादि वन्दिता भक्तार्ति हरणमोदित पङ्कजासनादि वन्दिता भक्तार्ति हरणमोदित गं गणपते नमो नमो शङ्करि तनया शङ्करि तनया शङ्करि तनया. Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. That was really melodious. It took a massive 500 plus years for the temple of Shri Rama to be built in this country. Now that Rama has come, the festival of Ram Navami is even more delightful, isn't it? Come, let's celebrate his arrival. I invite Miss Jyoti Kirtana to sing a sweet song on the return of our dear little Ram Lalla. Over to you, Jyoti.
मेरे चौखट पे चल के आज चारों धाम आए हैं, बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में मेरे घर राम आए हैं। कथा शबरी के जैसे जुड़ गई मेरी कहानी से, ना रोको आज धोने दो चरण आँखों के पानी से। बहुत कुछ है मेरी आंसू के प्रभु के काम आए हैं, बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में मेरे घर राम आए हैं। तुमको पाके क्या पाया है, सृष्टि के कण कण से पूछो। तुमको खोने का दुख क्या है, कौशल्या के मन से पूछो। संदेश आज खुशियों के हमारे नाम आए हैं, बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में मेरे घर राम आए हैं। दर्शन पाके है अवतारी, धन्य हुए हैं नैन पुचारे, जीवन मैं तुम्हारी तेरी मंगल भवन मंगलहारी। निर्तल का तुम धन हो राघव, तुम ही रामायण हो राघव। सब दुख हरण अवध बिहारी, मंगल भवन मंगलहारी, मंगल भवन मंगलहारी। चरण के धूल चूलूं में मेरे भगवान आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। मेरे चौखट पे चल के आज चारों धाम आए हैं। बजाओ ढोल स्वागत में, मेरे घर राम आए हैं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Jyoti. That was really touching our hearts, and you have a lovely voice. Moving
Thank
on, don't we all love to be praised? I guess everybody does, right? We feel energized if we are loved, praised, and given all the attention. On the contrary, let's understand the Sanskrit idea of stuti, which means to praise. Praise is reserved for those who have achieved spectacular things to make life beautiful for the people around them. Rama, who made such an impact on this planet and has continued to raise the awareness of humanity, deserves more and more praise. Next time we are tempted to be praised, let's just ask ourselves, have we really created such a huge impact on this universe? I now call upon Miss Anju Mishra to transport us into the praiseful peace of Prabhu. Over to you, Anju.
Thank you, Sushmita. Okay, I'm going to sing Shri Ram Stuti, which was written by a great poet Tulsi Das, who's written Ramcharitmanas also. So, Jai Shri Ram to everybody. Happy Ram Navami. I'll start. श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम अंदर्प गणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरज सुंदरम पटपीत मानहु तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्यवंश निकंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु दारु अंग विभूषणम आजानुभुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम मम हृदय कुंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम मनुजाहि राचेउ मिलहि सो बरु सहज सुंदर सावरो करुणा निधान सुजान सीलो स्नेहु जानत रावरो एहि भांति गौरी असीस सुनि सिय सहित हिय हर्षित अली तुलसी भवानी पूजी पुनि पुनि मुदित मन मंदिर चली जान गौरी अनुकूल सिय हर्ष न जाय कही मंजुल मंगल मूल बाम अंग फरकन लगे सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. So the last part is actually Sota, which means when Sita ji prayed Gauri Mata to get Ramji as her husband. So this shows that she was happy when Gauri Mata blessed her that it will come true. Don't worry. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Anju. I think we were all transported to a
Thank
little
you.
feeling of how it is at Ayodhya with all these bhajans. Moving on, Saint Purandaradasa has very sweetly composed this Kirtana on Rama Nama, attempting to impact the listener with the gifts of life lying ahead of them just upon the utterance of the word Rama. Our little Miss Diksha shall now immerse us into the purity of Rama Namava Nudi.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Ram Navami. ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ 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 ಹರಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮುಡಿ ಮುಡಿ ಪರಮಾಮೃತ ರಸ ಕುಡಿ ಕುಡಿ ಹರಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮುಡಿ ಮುಡಿ ಪರಮಾಮೃತ ರಸ ಕುಡಿ ಕುಡಿ ಗುರುಗಳ ಚರಣವ ಹಿಡಿ ಹಿಡಿ ಗುರುಗಳ ಚರಣವ ಹಿಡಿ ಹಿಡಿ ಬಂದ ದುರಿತಗಳ ಹೊಡಿ ಹೊಡಿ ಬಂದ ದುರಿತಗಳ ಹೊಡಿ ಹೊಡಿ ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಸಂಗವ ಮಾಡು ಮಾಡು ದುರ್ಜನ ಸಂಗವ ಬಿಡು ಬಿಡು ಸಜ್ಜನ ಸಂಗವ ಮಾಡು ಮಾಡು ದುರ್ಜನ ಸಂಗವ ಬಿಡು ಬಿಡು ಅರ್ಜುನ ಸಾರಥಿಯ ನೋಡು ನೋಡು ಅರ್ಜುನ ಸಾರಥಿಯ ನೋಡು ನೋಡು ಹರಿ ಭಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ ಇಡೋ ಹರಿ ಭಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ ಇಡೋ ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಕರಿರಾಜವರದನ ಸಾರು ಸಾರು ಶ್ರಮ ಪರಿಹರಿಸಂದು ಹೋರೋ ಹೋರೋ ಕರಿರಾಜವರದನ ಸಾರು ಸಾರು ಶ್ರಮ ಪರಿಹರಿಸಂದು ಹೋರೋ ಹೋರೋ ವರದ ಭೀಮೇಶನ ದೂರದಿರ ನಮ್ಮ ವರದ ಭೀಮೇಶನ ದೂರದಿರ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಸೇರೋ ಸೇರೋ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಸೇರೋ ಸೇರೋ ರಾಮ ನಾಮವಾ ನುಡಿ ನುಡಿ ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧವಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ 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 ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್.
Thank you so much, Diksha. So wonderful to see such young talents. I now call upon B.S. Manik Nihal to talk a few words about our special guest for today's event. Over to you, Manik.
I consider myself grateful for the opportunity to introduce our esteemed speaker. Dr. Vishwanath MV currently serves as a guest lecturer in the Department of Alankara Shastra, Government Maharaja Sanskrit College, Mysuru. He's also serving as an adjunct professor at the Department of Heritage Sciences at IIT Hyderabad. His thesis titled Srimad Valmiki Ramayane Samvad Vimarshaha was awarded with a PhD from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi in the year 2018. He has 3 MA degrees in the subjects Sanskrit, Alankara Shastra, and Phalita Jyotisham. His research areas include Sanskrit literature, Ramayana, Sankhya philosophy, Arthashastram, Nimitta, Shakuna, and Phalita Jyotisham. He is currently giving a series of lectures on the 10 principal Upanishads. He is currently the principal investigator of a research project titled Demarcation of Ramakatha through Samvada, funded by the IKS division of the Ministry of Education, Government of India. He has published 4 research papers in referred journals. He has also contributed 4 chapters in the Kannada translation of Manasa Ullasa, published by the Karnataka Sanskrit University, Bangalore. He has presented research papers in many seminars and conferences. He has also delivered several talks on Sankhya, Jyotisham, and Bhagavad Gita. Series of talks on Kumara Sambhavam and Shishupala Vadham in Sanskrit, Kuvalayananda and Srimad Bhagavatam. Kuvalayananda and Srimad Bhagavatam in Kannada. Rasagangadhara in Hindi are being made available on the YouTube channel Guru Guha Lahari. And once again, for the audience and their information, the YouTube channel Guru Guha Lahari. So, it's my esteemed honor to introduce you to all the Bhaktas here. I now request you to address the audience. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I mean, I'm I specifically asked not to mention all those things. At times it feels unnecessary to to claim about such things. Nevertheless, thank you so much for introducing me, and it's an honor to be part of this wonderful evening on Rama Navami today. So the title that has been given for the talk is Rama, a man of many attributes. That's the title that has been chosen for the talk for today's event. Now, as we all know, Ramayana is not new to anybody, and there is nobody probably who has not heard about Ramayana. There is a famous saying that goes like, which gives us an idea that even if someone wants to build their own career, and if they wanted to place themselves in their field, in their own field, they would all look to Ramayana. The most famous example is none other than greatest ever poet this country has ever produced, Kalidasa. You take any of his greatest work, and each and every work of Kalidasa is inspired by Ramayana. When Kalidasa presented that famous messenger story in Meghaduta, where he describes the length of our country through a hawk-eye view, it was all inspired by Hanuman's journey across the ocean. Therefore, it prompts us to claim that if at all we have the golden series of poets like Kalidasa in our country, if this country is adorned by the gold jewelry of poets like Kalidasa, it is all because of the gold field that we have in Valmiki's Ramayana. If it was not for Valmiki and his Ramayana, none of the poets would have existed. It is such a privilege to be even picking and talking about Valmiki and his contribution as Ramayana. In fact, Kalidasa goes to a length and calls Valmiki's Ramayana as Kavi Prathama Paddhatihi. Says that is the benchmark, that is the highest reference point for any poet. Anybody who wishes to describe anything, where should I look? What should I look for inspiration? It is always Ramayana that has inspired generations of poets. If it is not only, if it is just the poets that we are talking about, we are wrong. Even the greatest administrators of this country have drawn inspiration from Ramayana. Otherwise, people would not sing praises of the way Rama governed throughout his life. He not only conducted himself wherever he was, irrespective of the crown and the Simhasanam, he was a king. I usually say that there are only two types of leaders: the leaders that are chosen by people, the leaders that are actually made by people, the leaders that are made by training them, by giving them proper education in governance and administration. This is the first category of the leaders. And then there is a second category of leaders under which only a few people qualify to be put. And Rama occupies the highest position in that category. And that category's lakshana or definition is that the land herself chooses its leader. Akamayata Medini is what Valmiki Ramayana says. What Valmiki says about Rama is Lokanathopamam Natham Akamayata Medini. It was not just the people of Ayodhya chose Rama to be their king. It was not just his father Dasharatha decided that my son, my heir to the throne, my firstborn son should be the king. There was no need to have such sort of sentiments about Rama, because Lokanadhopamam Natham, a man who was no less than a Lokapala, who was no less than a Prajapati, who was no less than a person who can take care of this whole universe. He was chosen by the land herself to be ruled. So this is yet another inspiration that many people have tried to emulate Rama as a leader. So what makes him such a Pandora of so many things? Why is he sought after by poets, by politicians, and also the critics as well? There not goes a day where a person who is seeking an intellectual limelight would not want to turn stones against Rama, because he is that perfect. If you ever want to pick anything, if you ever want to master the art of nitpicking, if you ever want to look deeper and prove that everyone is full of flaws, there is nobody who can be termed as flawless, then 99% of the people of this world would be disqualified. Only one person qualifies to be put under the examination, to be put under the scanner, and that is Rama, because he has been termed as the perfect one. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha is what Ramayana says. He is an epitome of Dharma. And if you can prove a couple of points about him, that he was not as dharmic, he was not as good make a name for yourself, you knock the best out of the park. And even for this reason, you would require Rama. Even in this way, Rama inspires people. In the story of Mahabharata, in the stories of Krishna, they say that it really doesn't matter how you approach the Supreme One. Whether you approach the Supreme One like Arjuna did, or you approach the Supreme One like Kamsa did, both of them could not catch a break, because their thoughts were completely taken over by Krishna. So both of them fetched the same results. Both of them got the same results. And the exact theory works for Rama as well. By the way, why am I mentioning all these points is I did give that line called as Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Rama is the epitome of Dharma. Many wonder who would qualify in the entire story of Ramayana, who is there, the most qualified one who can say such a statement, who can make such a statement about Rama. Because if you want to make a statement about someone, like he is the epitome of Dharma, you should know that person properly. It comes as a surprise to many when the fact is revealed that it was not Vishwamitra who said Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. It was not Vasishtha who said Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. It was not Dasharatha. It was not Lakshmana, Bharata, or any of them. The most unexpected character of Ramayana, Maricha, he is the one who says, who makes this statement about Rama. Maricha was so scared of Rama that he used to see Rama everywhere. Even with the letter Ra, he used to get scared. When Ravana approached him, he said, don't call yourself as Ravana, please call yourself as Dashanana in front of me. Because if you are going to say your name, if you are going to introduce yourself as Ravana, the very name, the very sound of Ra is sufficient enough to scare the daylights out of me. That's the kind of terror Maricha had about Rama. So in that sense, as well as in the way Rama has been depicted, he was a terrific character that we get to see. And there is one more field of people, one more area of people who can use some very strong inspiration, very valuable inspiration and lessons from Rama. He is mostly talked about for the way he stood for his words, for the way he committed himself, and he kept his word. When we hear about Rama, and if we have to list certain attributes that Rama possessed, probably the top of the list would include Pitruvakya Paripalanam, how he remained truthful to the word that he had given to his father. He never once, even when he had a chance, so when nobody is, when everyone is looking at us, none of us dare to steal. We all are the best persons in that room. Our true test begins when nobody is watching us. When Dasharatha was no more, when Kaikeyi realized that she had committed a blunder, when Bharata stood against his own mother's wish, the entire country was behind Rama, was backing Rama. He had his brother, Lakshmana, backing him, saying that I alone am sufficient to take care of any enemies that would stand against you. When he had the backing of so many people, when each and every single person that met Rama begged him, asked him to take over the kingdom, it takes true courage to stay true to his word that he had given to his erstwhile father. His father was no more. In fact, one of the rishis, one of the cabinet members of Dasharatha, who were there to persuade Rama back to Ayodhya, they tried. They put forth an argument which said that if you could listen to us, and their argument was, since the person to whom you had given your word, he is no more, it means that you are released of the terms and conditions that were put forth in the first place. Rama did not adhere to them because he was the one who had understood the nuances, the subtlety of dharma. He alone knew what dharma means. Therefore, even when he had the opportunity, even when he was backed up by so many people to claim the rightful throne, he did not. He adhered to the words that he once spoke to his father, the word he had given to his father. Therefore, it shows that how good Rama was, how exactly Rama conducted himself. So not just for anybody, but for all common people, we have this tendency to give our word. And then not follow it up. Not just to anybody else, the words that we give to ourselves, the things that we promise ourselves, we are not able to back up. If there is one thing that we can learn from uh, Ramayana and Rama, it is nothing but how to keep our words, how to stay true to our words, how not to break our words. And that is one of the other important lessons that we can learn from Rama. So he is not just an inspiration for the poets, politicians, leaders, as well as a common man. There's one last thing, that Rama is an inspiration for a field that has not been explored by many. It is the military strategies. How good of a strategist Rama was. How brilliant Rama was when it came to strategizing and taking his army forward. He was one of the best there was in that business. But unfortunately, that part of Rama has not been highlighted at all. It seems as if the world has forgotten what was Rama's contribution. When we think of Rama, as I pointed out, there are many qualities that we usually put at the top of the list, and we tend to forget what kind of a great warrior Rama was. We always want Rama to be a person who is perfect, but we forget that he was a military man himself as well. He had the military acumen to lead an army which was nowhere near trained against an invincible army, and against an army that had never lost a battle, and he led them to victory. And that was not in an open field. They had to cross the ocean for that, and he did cross the ocean, and he did lead them to victory. When Valmiki had to describe how was it, what was the kind of battle that happened between Rama and Ravana, a poet who had described so much about Ramayana, so many similes and metaphors, he runs out of the metaphors. It's not like he was out of his depth. He just couldn't bring anything to which he could compare the battle that happened between Rama and Ravana. And then he gave us that brilliant line where Valmiki says that you cannot compare the sky with anything else, can you? The sky can be compared only with the sky. Gaganam, Gaganakaram. You cannot give an alternative to that. You cannot find an alternative to the sky. Likewise, you cannot find an alternative to the ocean, the vastness of the ocean. We cannot find anything else that can replicate the kind of vastness that the ocean possesses. Likewise, Rama Ravana Yor Yuddham, the battle that happened between Rama and Ravana, it was like none other than the battle like Rama and Ravana's. Such a brilliant fellow. 14,000 men, an army of 14,000 people, they attacked, and he single-handedly defeated them thoroughly, soundly. It does not get mentioned quite often. And it was not like he did some miracles and he defeated them. While describing that part of that episode, while describing how Rama killed the army of 14,000 men, Valmiki says that the army, the 14,000 people who were trying to attack Rama, they could individually, they could see Rama everywhere they went. Yattanodali Rama, that's where it has been inspired from. Wherever they looked, wherever they gazed, they could see Rama. It was not that he manifested himself in so many forms. That shows how quick he was in terms of archery. And these are some of the attributes that we have talked about. And when it comes to his political acumen, I know this is not, this may not seem to be very well organized talk about Rama. But Rama, as the title itself mentions, he is a man of many attributes. And you can see how all these attributes complement him and how difficult it is to even manage to hold on to one attribute that Rama possessed in full. We cannot pinpoint a single thing and pick and say that he lacked this quality. If he had this one, he could have been much better. No, we definitely cannot come up with any one flaw in Rama. How can a man be so flawless? What it takes to be Rama? How hard it is to be Rama? It takes immense courage. It takes sacrifice. It takes deep understanding of dharma to be Rama. There comes a point which is quite popular as well as controversial to some people. The episode of Vali, where Vali has been compromised. Vali has been shot by an arrow by Rama, and Rama did not fight him one-on-one. He hid behind a tree and he shot an arrow, and Vali fell down. The mighty Vali, who once had ridiculed Ravana, was shot down with one arrow. And then the conversation begins between Rama and Vali. Vali puts forth his argument. He says that how can the world claim you as the Dharmatma when you have not adhered to the Dharma? You have killed me, you have shot me when I was already engaged in a battle with someone else. That someone else was his brother, Sugriva. It doesn't matter with whom he was engaged in a battle, but it is wrong to interfere when two people are fighting. Why did you do that? Then he spoke in length. Vali puts forth his argument in length, talking about dharma. As part of his counter argument, the first words that Rama speaks to Vali gives us an alarm about who is the qualified one to talk about dharma. He says, Sukshmah paramadurgneyaha satan dharmah plavangama. Vali, dharma is very sukshma. Sukshma is, it's very subtle. And it's not just subtle, it is paramadurgneyaha. There are certain things that are comprehensive, that can be comprehended in life. They are called as jnaya. Almost everything in this world that has a form, that has a shape, is comprehensive. We can comprehend them through our senses. There are few things that are durgneyaha, which are not possible, which cannot be comprehended by us. And then comes paramadurgneyaha. It is not at all possible to be comprehended. What is not at all possible to be comprehended? Dharma. Because it is so subtle that it is not that easy to be comprehended by everybody, let alone by a person like you, is what Rama's response was to Vali. Well, why did I pick this episode of Rama and Vali? Because it highlights that even when he was during such a distress, he was lost at that moment. He was seeking help from a person, and that person put forth this clause that if you are going to help me get rid of my brother, then I shall help you in return to find your wife, to locate your wife. It was not even like we will get your wife back. The deal was that I shall help you to locate the whereabouts of your wife, Sita. And if anybody had lost their loved one, and if they had to run about the jungles seeking help, they would not pay attention to the nuances of dharma, isn't it? When we are at our comfort, even at that point, we tend to forget about dharma. We don't pay attention to dharma at that point. And he was under such distress. He had no one else to rely upon except Lakshmana. And at that point, Sugriva had put forth this clause that you have to help me get rid of Vali. There was a test of friendship. It was not like friendship at first sight, mutual benefits. You scratch my back and I shall scratch yours. You help me and I shall help you back. That's how the friendship was founded. No, that's not entirely true. Tara once mentioned that if you ever want to learn the art of making friends, learn it from Sugriva. Because na parikshita viryena Sugriva sakhyamichati. Sugriva would not dare make friends with someone whom he has not examined properly. So Sugriva would make friends with only such people whom he has examined. And how did he examine Rama then? He did. He took him to an area where there was a heap of bones. And that heap of bones was once upon a time a Rakshasa named Dundubhi, who was thrown away by Vali from a very fair distance, from a very long distance. The heavy body of Dundubhi was thrown by Vali after killing him. And that body had turned into a heap of bones. Sugriva showed that heap of bones and said that if you can push this as far as you can, then I shall believe that you are strong enough to fight Vali. Rama kicked that with his pada angushta, with his toe, and he kicked it so far. You would think that Sugriva must be convinced by this act, this courageous act of Rama. No, he was not. He was a tough examiner. He was tough to get by. So Sugriva's argument was, see, when Vali threw this, it was still fresh. It was still filled with flesh. So it was rather heavy for Vali to throw. Whereas you, on the other hand, you got it easy, my friend, because it was just a heap of bones. If you truly want to showcase how good you are, and if you are worthy enough to target or go against Vali, show me something else. I don't know how you are going to prove me, but this time it is up to you. And then he just showed 7 huge trees standing right in front of him. He took one arrow. He just took one arrow and he shot one arrow and 7 trees, 7 massive trees fell down. That was Rama for you. And that convinced, this very act of Rama convinced Sugriva that this is the man. If there is anyone who can actually get rid of Vali, then it is this fellow who can bring down 7 huge trees in one shot. So it was convinced. And then when he shot that arrow, Vali had raised this question that this is wrong, isn't it? You are supposed to kill someone by facing them one-on-one. You say that Rama was such a great warrior, so and so, and yet he had to hide behind a tree in order to kill Vali? No, it was not like it was necessary for him to hide behind a tree to kill him. It was necessary for Rama to hunt down Vali. If Rama had shown himself in front of Vali, all the while keeping Sugriva aside him, Vali would never have agreed to a duel with Rama, because there was no reason. Why would he agree for a duel with Rama? And what has Rama got to do by going to a duel with Vali? But Vali had wronged not just Sugriva, but Sugriva's wife as well. Therefore, you only reason with such people who have a little moral sense left in them. When a person has crossed the limits of morality, you don't reason with them, you hunt them down. It doesn't matter if they are a common citizen or the king. And Vali belonged to that second category because he had wronged a person whom he should never have wronged. He had wronged Rama, Sugriva's wife. Vali had Rama imprisoned, and he forced himself on her, which is absolutely wrong. It is inadmissible in any court across the country where dharma is still followed. Therefore, the only punishment is that he must be killed. Nah. Rama did not kill Vali. Next time, whenever somebody tells anything about Rama, do keep an eye on the word they use. Rama never killed Vali. Rama hunted down Vali. Because any person who crosses the limits of dharma is an animal for sure. That is the kind of understanding, that is the kind of commitment Rama had for dharma. And what kind of approach do you possess towards animals? You don't kill animals, you hunt them down because they are a menace. If you let them be, they can turn into a pandemic. They can turn many people like them. Therefore, you must hunt them down. And that's the reason why Vali was hunted down. And the rules of hunting does not specify the hunter should face the prey one-on-one. Does it? It never says so. You can hide behind a tree. You can disguise yourself. You can do whatever it takes. The only specific objective is that you must get that prey compromised. You should get it clear. Rama did that. This was Rama's reasoning when he gave that. And all it took to put Vali down for Rama is one arrow. Remember this. Now let's switch back. I know the story is wayward. It's all fine. Everybody knows the story of Ramayana, and you don't need me to narrate the same story in 60 minutes. This is about understanding what sort of attributes did Rama possess that makes him an indispensable asset to this country. Not just to this country, he's an indispensable asset to every human being on this universe. The next episode that I'm going to discuss is regarding Rama, Dasharatha, and Kaikeyi. Dasharatha had made up his mind that Rama should be crowned as the next king. So much so that he called for an emergency meeting. An immediate meeting was convened, and many people attended that. The ministers attended, the people representatives attended that meeting, and Dasharatha proposed. He tabled his request. He said that it's been a long time since I have taken up the responsibility of running this country. Now I feel old, and I want to pass it on to Rama. What is your take on that? What is your opinion on that? He actually sought the opinion of every important person that mattered. And the representatives of people were also present there. It's just that they did not have a parliament. That's all. But they did have people representatives back in those days. And it specifically mentions that it was the people's representatives that spoke in unison. They spoke in one voice. Equivocally, they said that we want Rama to be crowned as the next king. We were just waiting. When are you going to announce this? Will you announce it or not? No, they praised Rama so much that it put a cloud of doubt in Dasharatha's mind, which forced him to ask his subjects that, was I such a bad king that you all are so keen on getting rid of me? I said, no, it's just that we want to welcome Rama as our king. There was not a single person who opposed that Rama should not be the king. He could be the king, but I think it is too soon for Rama to be king. They all said this, that the time is ripe. You should have done this long time ago. So it was all set. And immediately he called upon Vasishtha. The stage was set that Rama is going to be crowned as the next king of Ayodhya the next morning. He asked Vasishtha to help him, to teach him, to educate him how to be a king, what responsibilities a king must take up, how difficult it is to be a king, to conduct himself as a king. It's not an easy job by any sense, by any measure. Vasishtha went there, and this is the right, this is exactly the incident that inspired one of the other great poets of Sanskrit literature named as Banabhatta. When he wrote his Kadambari, there is this famous episode in Kadambari called as Shukanasa Upadesha, where Shukanasa, the minister, gives a lecture. He educates the next to be king, next to the throne. His name was Chandrapida. He trained this young fellow Chandrapida. Where did these poets get such ideas from? The gold field, the gold mine, Valmiki's Ramayana. Where very briefly, Vasishtha mentions the rules and regulations, the responsibilities of a king. And Rama listens very carefully. And he tells Vasishtha that when you are there to guide me, I don't think I shall ever go in some other path. The kind of trust that Rama had. That's why Valmiki describes Rama as Smitapurva Vibhashita. Before he spoke, he had a smile on his face. To talk with a smile on his face at all times. To speak the truth at the time when people would even forget that something called as dharma exists. He spoke the truth at all times, and he did that with a smile on his face. When they write the eligibility criteria for people to be compared with Rama, they should not forget these points. That's why I'm highlighting such points. It's one thing to follow dharma when the conditions suit us. As I mentioned, when it is winter, everybody is very disciplined when it comes to ice creams. Nobody wants to pick up an ice cream when it is winter because they know that they are going to suffer. The true test begins when it is scorching summer. And you have a plethora of options in front of you. And yet, if you can refrain yourself from taking that, that proves what you are. And if you can do that, not because your trainer told you to do so, not because your dietitian asked you to do so, not because you are trying to lose some weight, you are doing it so because your conscience has asked you to do so. When you are convinced to the core that you must do this. And if you can do that with a smile on your face, that's what makes you a Ram. That's the kind of attribute that one needs to possess. And in the times of distress, to have that smile while speaking with someone, to have that politeness while speaking with someone, Rama had these qualities. That's why it is so difficult to emulate such a character. That's why he is the complete man. That's why he is the perfect one. You cannot find a replacement for him. Anyway, coming back to the story, the episode, it was decided, he was called upon by Dasharatha, and Dasharatha told that, son, it has been decided that you shall be the next king, and tomorrow everything will be done. So Rama went back to his place. He told Sita, he told his mother, everything was fine. The very next morning, Dasharatha did not wake up. Not in that sense. Dasharatha did not wake up at time. Okay. It's very important for a king to wake up at a regulated time. And this is exactly where Kautilya draws the inspiration and puts forth all these points in his Rajacharyadhyaya, where he says that a king needs to follow a routine, and that routine involves that he must wake up early in the morning. A king is not supposed to sleep for too long. He is supposed to take control of the day. Right? Seize the day. I forgot the Latin version of it. I had remembered it for so many years now. Just forgot that. Carpe diem. Yes, there you go. Yeah. You have to seize the day. And the kings were supposed to do that every day. But when Dasharatha was not awake at his usual time, Sumantra got worried. Sumantra was not just his minister, but he was also his best friend. So he went inside and he asked, what's wrong with you? today is the most important day, and Rama is going to be crowned as the king. And of all the days, you found this day to be late. I can't believe you. And Dasharatha was not able to tell or speak anything to him. So what he did was, he just pointed Sumantra that bring Rama. 2 words. Bring Rama to me. And in Sanskrit, it was only Rama Manaya, 2 words. In English, it went on for 3 or 4 words. He said Rama Manaya. So Sumantra went, he brought Rama to Dasharatha, and Dasharatha was not even able to look at Rama, forget about speaking to Rama. He knew what had happened. We all know what had happened. I don't want to get into the details. You know what had happened. Dasharatha was not even able to speak the words to his son, the son he loved the most amongst the 4 children he had. The kind of love that Dasharatha had for Rama and Rama had for Dasharatha. One would imagine, people say that, when they lose their loved ones, they have plenty of theories that they are missing them, they can't stay without them, so many things. Imagine being Rama. He was not even spoken to by his father when he left. He could not speak. Dasharatha was not in a position to even speak, to utter a few words to Rama. And then he had to go away from his father. He stayed away from his father. And when Dasharatha died, Rama was not even there to perform his final rites. Now, how heart-wrenching could it be for a son to not attend the last call of his father? Yeah, that was Rama. All right, anyway. Now it was Kaikeyi who had to break that word, that so and so, this is the thing, and you have to leave. You have to leave to forest for 14 years. And instead of you, Bharata shall be crowned as king. That's it. Rama was like, he was not taken aback. He was not surprised. We seem to be surprised. If it had happened to any one of us, we would be shell-shocked. We would have gone to the nearest court to sue my father and my mother. But how dare you take away one thing from me? It rightfully belongs to me. That's how the advocates are earning their bread and butter. No offense meant. It's all the family cases, isn't it? 2 brothers fighting for the same piece of land. So many things are happening. But here is an instance where Rama was told by his stepmother, that is Kaikeyi, that you should leave to forest for 14 years. Rama said, okay, as you command. But may I know the reason why my father is not talking to me? That's the point. That is the point that bothered Rama. It's not that he was being sent to forest that bothered Rama. It was the fact that his father did not speak to him that bothered him. Thousands of years later, when you roll the time down to this era, when people say they miss their loved ones, do you know what we miss the most? We miss the fact that we don't get to speak to them ever again. That's the very definition of missing. Nothing else. If you ever want to see or threaten your children, if I can still use such a word in today's era, you just tell them that you shall not speak to them, and you will know the true colors of your child. No child can bear even the thought of their parents not talking to them. And that exactly what hurt Rama at that point. And Kaikeyi should have kept quiet, because she should have known what Rama stands for. Instead of waiting, instead of asking Dasharatha to muster courage somehow and speak to Rama, what Kaikeyi does at this moment is not something any woman should be proud of, any man should be proud of, any human being should be proud of. He said that your father does not wish to speak to you, Rama, as long as you are in Ayodhya. He wants you gone the next second, the next minute, he wants you gone from Ayodhya. He broke down. He fell down unconscious when he heard that these words coming out of Kaikeyi's mouth. Rama said, fine, I shall leave. If this is my father's command, if this is my father's wish, then I shall follow this. Not a single word against it. And then he gives a word of caution. He prompts Kaikeyi. The words of prompting that he spoke, like only he could speak. Tattasya sadrisham bhavet. Only Rama could speak such words. He tells Kaikeyi, he says that do not think that I am like a commoner. I am not like anybody else. I am not your common man. I am not here to lead a life of luxury and comfort. Nahamartha paro devi lokama vastu mutsahe. I do not wish to lead a life filled with luxury and comfort. I am not here seeking all these things. Vidhimam rishibhestulyam. I am equivalent to the rishis. Only Rama could speak such words. You know how hard it is to say something about oneself, to put the argument, to put yourself and say that this is me. Vidhimam rishibhestulyam. And then one of the iconic lines of Valmiki Ramayana, where Rama says, Ramo dvir nabhibhashate. Remember that Rama does not speak twice. Rama speaks only once. If Rama has given his word, it is full and final. No bloody amendments allowed later on. It's not constitution, isn't it? Sorry for the pun. Hands up. Arrest me. It's not constitution that anybody can walk all over it. It is dharma. And Rama is an epitome of dharma. When we say Rama is an epitome of dharma, when he personified dharma, he was a personification of dharma because he did not break his words at any given point of time. He gave his word and he stuck to his words. Ramo dvirna abhibhashate. Who better than the Nada Brahma himself to have captured these three attributes, these three major attributes of Rama in one of his compositions? Yes, I'm talking about Tyagaraja Swami. It is not Rama Navami, it is not Vasanta Navaratra if somebody does not talk about Tyagaraja Swami, isn't it? We had some beautiful singers, irrespective of their age, sing some beautiful songs on Rama. And at that moment, I decided that how else can I make justice to all these things? I could not sing. So I just built slowly towards, I just built this pathway up until this part where I could say one line taken from Tyagaraja's composition and say that if you know how to sing, please sing. If you don't know how to sing, just like me, go to YouTube, play that song, hear it, and you will feel what Tyagaraja must have felt when he wrote these lines. Vakamata, Vakabanamu, Vakapatni Vratudu. That is Rama for you. If you ever want to remember Rama, this is how you remember Rama. Vakamata. One word. Never spoke twice. Never amended himself. He gave his word full and final. There comes an incident in the Aranyakanda, in the beginning of Aranyakanda, where he has already given his word to the rishis who were following him, that he shall protect them from the demons of that forest. Sita, at the end of the day, talks to Rama, says that smaraye natu shikshaye. I'm just reminding you, Rama, I'm not trying to pick an argument with you. I'm just trying to remind you that to pick a fight with someone without any cause for enmity is a foolish thing to do, and you are not known to do such foolish things, why did you pick a fight with the unknown demons? You know what Rama said? Apyaham jeevitam jahyam. Sita, I may give up my life. Apyaham jeevitam jahyam. I shall happily give up my life. Tvam vasite salakshmanam. I shall happily give up you as well as Lakshmana. But not the word that I have given, especially to rishis. If I have given my word to them, I'm never ever going to break that word. If I have done a pratigna, I'm going to follow that. That shows Vakamata. Vakabanamu, I've already explained you in the examination done by Sugriva. And then Vakapatni Vratudu. What else do we need? Because the most complaints raised on Rama are by the females. Don't take me wrong. They all think that Rama was a great man, but a terrible husband. Think before you talk. Next time, anything, a single word about Rama. Vakapatni Vratudu. He had all the opportunity throughout his life that he could have picked another wife. When Sita was abducted, he could have picked another wife. When Sita was sent away to forest, he could have happily married another woman. Even when Sita was with him, those times allowed a man to have many wives. He could have picked a wife, another wife. His father had 3 wives, for crying out loud. Who put his feet down and said that Vakapatni Vratudu. That is Rama for you. To have this kind of commitment to their words, to dharma at all times, is what makes Rama great. This is the cherry, or this is the, not even the cherry, I guess. This is the important, this is the main ingredient, what Rama is all about. What makes Rama such a powerful character is this one, his commitment. He never once broke his commitment. And that's all is required for us to learn from Rama. Irrespective of the field that we belong, irrespective of the things that we are pursuing right now. If we have to draw any inspiration from Rama, it's this commitment to Swadharma. Never ever sway away from your dharma. It took Krishna 18 chapters, 700 shlokas to teach one great warrior on Swadharma. Because Arjuna was like that. If it was Yudhishthira instead of Arjuna, who was the subject of Bhagavad Gita, do you think Krishna would have spent that much of time explaining him in detail? No. You know what Krishna would have done if he had to explain Yudhishthira about Swadharma? He would have spoken 2 letters. Rama. That is sufficient to ring a bell to anybody that Rama is what Swadharma is, because Rama is an epitome of dharma. Thank you very much for your kind cooperation, your patience, for listening to me for all these minutes. I hope I made justice to the topic that was chosen, especially on an auspicious day like this. It is a privilege to talk about Rama on any day of the year, especially on the day when he actually descended on this earth. So we fondly remember him. You keep Rama in your heart, and you keep Rama in your heart with this line of Tyagaraja Swami: Vakamata, Vakabanamu, Vakapatni Vratudu. That's it from my end. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, kind sir, for your enlightening discourse, which has bestowed upon us a unveiled myriad facets of Lord Sri Rama that we previously did not know at all. Your meticulous exploration of his teachings, beliefs, and life stories has brought us closer to understanding the essence of Lord Rama's character and his embodiment of Dharma. In your captivating narration, we find ourselves drawn deeper into the timeless wisdom and profound teachings of Lord Rama. Each revelation leaves us eager for more, as if we could endlessly immerse ourselves in the vast ocean of knowledge that you graciously impart. Undoubtedly, through your guidance, we stand at a threshold of greater insight into the exemplary life of Lord Rama, feeling a profound sense of connection to his noble ideals and unwavering commitment to righteousness. Indeed, he stands as the epitome of Dharma, inspiring us to emulate his virtues in our own lives. Thank you so much once again. I now call upon Miss Anju to recite Tulsi Das ke Dohe.
Thanks, Sushmita. So actually, I'll be singing some dohas which are related to different parts of Shri Ramcharitmanas. So, Jai Shri Ram again. मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाई राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम हरि अनंत हरि कथानंता कहि सुनहि विधि विधि सब संता राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम दीन दयाल विरद संभारी हरहु नाथ मम संकट भारी राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम प्रभु की कृपा भयो सब काजू जन्म हमार सुफल भाजू राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम. So the last one is about, I'll tell the meaning of only two. Deen Dayal Viritsambhari. That Sita ji tells to Hanuman, when Hanuman tells, what message should I tell to Shri Ram ji when I meet him after, like, sir, I have searched for you now. Then she tells, Deen Dayal Viritsambhari Haravu Natmam Sankatvari, that you are a kind God. Please take all my troubles and make me trouble free. That one. Then Prabhu ki kripa bhayo sab kaju. That is also beautiful, though. I want to tell the meaning because when Hanuman, Jamvant, Angad, all of them go back to Sri Ram after, being successfully searched Sita ji, then Ramji asked, how was the mission? How did you do it? How did you accomplish everything? So Jamvan tells, Prabhu ki kripa bhayo sab kaju janm hamar safal vaju. That because of your blessings, we could do whatever we did. So it is that. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much, Anju. That was really nice. And also, thank you for explaining the meaning. The song in itself was beautiful, but with the meaning, I think it enhances it much more. So thank you for that. Moving on, let's all, I think most of us already know, but I would like to talk a little bit about Swasti Wellness, just so that everybody, in case you don't know, would also get to know. So, Swasti Wellness was established in 2023 and is committed to fostering holistic well being through the transformative power of yoga and fine arts. It originated with a primary focus on enhancing women's health through yoga and has expanded its scope to encompass the holistic well being of individuals across all ages and genders. Today, Swasti Wellness offers a diverse range of programs tailored to promote mental, emotional, and physical wellness. Through the practice of fine arts and the chanting of shlokas, we facilitate a profound journey towards inner peace and fulfillment. The therapeutic benefits of fine arts and chanting are undeniable, serving as powerful tools for our stress management, self esteem enhancement, and cultivating a positive outlook on life. Our programs have consistently empowered individuals to embrace free expression, fostering confidence in the articulation of their thoughts and ideas. We impart training in yoga and fine arts and conduct chanting sessions in pursuit of achieving an equilibrium of the mind, body, and spirit. Now, if the universe is so beautiful, aren't each one of us too? This universe, by nature, is liberated and full of freedom. Aren't we equally free and liberated as a product of the universe? The Sanskrit word Rama means the one who moves around with a sense of freedom and liberation. Reading about Rama, understanding him, and practicing his way of life is sure to liberate us and help us into dwell into Rama Maya. In the same spirit, I invite Miss Dhriti to sing a bhajan on the power of liberation by Shri Rama.
Namaste. Happy Ram Navami to everyone. Shri Rama Rama ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಕಾಮಹರಣ ಸತಿಯು ಸದಾ ನೇಮದಿಂದ ಭಜಿಸುವ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಶಿವನು ಧನ್ಯನಾದ ಮೌನಿ ಯುವತಿ ಪಾವನೆಯಾದಳು ಶಿವನು ಧನ್ಯನಾದ ಮೌನಿ ಯುವತಿ ಪಾವನೆಯಾದಳು ರವಿಯ ಸುತನು ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆದ ರವಿಯ ಸುತನು ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆದ ಧ್ರುವನು ಕಿವಿ ಜನನಿಸಿದ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಕರಿವರ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ವರ ವಿಭೀಷಣರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕರಿವರ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ವರ ವಿಭೀಷಣರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಹರೆಯ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಖ ಹರೆಯ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಖ ಭರಿತರಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲವೇ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಗಿರಿಜೆ ರಾಮ गिरिजे राम ಪರಮ ಮಂಗಳೆಯಾದಳು ವರದ ವಿಠಲನ ವರದ ಗೋಪಾಲ ವಿಠಲ ನಾಮ ದುರಿತ ಕಾನನ ಪಾವಕ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ನಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಕಾಮಹರಣ ಸತಿಯು ಸದಾ ನೇಮದಿಂದ ಭಜಿಸುವ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ನಾಮ ಭಜಿಸಿದವಗೆ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟೆ ಭವದ ಬಂಧನ. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shruti. You have such a wonderful and very powerful voice. Very nice. Thank you. Now, two kinds of devotees soak in Rama. One by wanting to know every detail about him, and the other by just looking at his overall actions, his gracious personality, and most of all, love him more than themselves. Moola Ramayana is one such idea where instead of having to go through every little detail of the 24,000 shlokas in the Ramayana, we can get a heart-touching summary of his life and truly feel full. We at Swasti will now chant this beautiful essence of Rama.
श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। कूजन्तं रामे रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाकं वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आपदामपात्तारं वार्तारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्।
तपस्वाध्यायनिरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरं नारदं परिपपृच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवं कोऽनस्मिन् साम्प्रतां लोके गुणवान् कश्च वीर्यवान् धर्मज्ञश्च कृतिज्ञश्च सत्यवाक्यो दृढव्रतः चारित्र्येण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् ख समर्थश्च कश्चैकः प्रियदर्शनः आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधो जितिमान् को न सूयकः कश्च विपत्तिदेवश्च जातरोषश्च संयुगे एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुं परं कौतूहलं हि मे महर्षेतं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातुमेवाविदं वरम् श्रुत्वा चेतत्त्रिलोकज्ञो वाल्मीकिर्नारदो वचः श्रूयतामिति चामन्त्र्य प्रहर्षो वाक्यमब्रवीत् बहो दुर्लभश्चैव ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणः मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः इक्ष्वाकुवंशप्रभवो रामो नाम च नैश्रुतः नियतात्मा महावीर्य धृतिमान् वशी बुद्धिमान् नियतिमान् वाग्मी श्रियमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः विपुलांशो महाबाहुः कम्बुग्रीवो महाहनुः महोरस्को महेश्वासो गूढचतुररिन्दमः आजानुबाहुशिशिराः सुललाटासु विक्रमः समविभक्ताङ्ग स्निग्धवर्णः प्रतापवान् पीनवक्षा विशालाक्ष्य लक्ष्मीवान् शुभलक्षणः धर्मज्ञ सत्यसन्धश्च प्रजानां च हिते रतः यशस्वी ज्ञानसम्पन्नः चिर्वस्य समाधिमान् प्रजापति समष्टिमान् दाता रिपुनिषूदनः रक्षिता जीवलोकस्य धर्मश्च परिरक्षिता रक्षिता सस्य धर्मस्य स्वजनश्च च रक्षिता वेदाङ्गतत्त्वज्ञो धनुर्वेदे च निष्ठितः सर्वशास्त्रार्थतत्त्वज्ञो श्रुतिमान् प्रतिभानवान् सर्वलोकप्रियसाधुर् प्रदीनात्मा विचक्षणः. Thank you.
सर्वदापि गतः सद्भिः समुद्र इव सिन्धुभिः आर्य सर्वसमश्चैव सदैव प्रियदर्शनः स च सर्वगुणोपेतः कौसल्यानन्दवर्धनः समुद्र इव गाम्भीर्ये धैर्येण हिमवानिव विष्णुना सदृशो वीर्ये सोमवात् प्रियदर्शनः कालाग्निसदृशक्रोधे क्षमया पृथ्वी समः धनदेन समस्त्यागे सत्ये धर्म इवापरः तमेवं गुणसम्पन्नं रामं सत्यपराक्रमं ज्येष्ठं श्रेष्ठगुणैर्युक्तं प्रियं दशरथसुतं प्रकृतिनामितैर्युक्तं प्रकृतिप्रियकाम्यया यौवराज्येन संयुक्तो मैच्छत्प्रीत्या महीपतिः तस्याभिषेकसंभारान् दृष्ट्वा भार्यात कैकेयी पूर्वं दत्तवरा देवी वरमेण मया चता विवासनं च रामस्य भरतस्याभिषेशन् स सत्यवचनात् राजा धर्मपाशेन संयता विवासयमास सुतं रामं दशरथप्रियं स जगामगमं वीरः प्रतिज्ञामनुपालयान् पितुर्वचननिर्देशात् कैकेयप्रियकारणात् तं रजन्तं प्रियो भ्राता लक्ष्मणो नुजगामः स्नेहाद्विनयसम्पन्न सुमित्रानन्दवर्धनः भ्रातं दयितो भ्रातो सौभ्रात्रामनुदर्शयान् रामस्य दयिता भार्या नित्यं प्राणसमाहिता जनकस्य कुले जाता देवमायेव निर्मिता सर्वलक्षणसम्पन्ना नारीणामुत्तमा वधूः सीताप्यनुगता रामं शशिनां रोहिणी यथा पौरैरनुगतो दूरं पित्रा दशरथेन च शृङ्गवेरपुरे सुतं गङ्गाकूले विसर्जयात् गृहमासाद्य धर्मात्मा निषदाधिपतिं प्रियं गुहेन सहितो रामो लक्ष्मणेन च सीतया ते वनं गत्वा नदीस्थित्वा बहुदकः
चित्रकूटमनुप्राप्य भरद्वाजस्य शासनात् रम्यमावसथं कृत्वा रममाणा वनेत्रयः देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशास्तत्र तेऽन्यवसन् सुखम् चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगामा विलुपन् सुतम् मृते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठप्रमुखैर्ध्वजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छत्राज्यं महाबलः स जगामवनं वीरो रामपादप्रसादकः गत्वा तु सुमहात्मानं रामं सत्यपराक्रमम् अयाचत् प्रातरं रामम् आर्यभावपुरस्कृतः त्वमेव राजा धर्मज्ञ इति रामं वचोब्रवीत् रामोऽपि परमोदारः सुमुखः सुमहायशः न चैच्छत्ति पुरा देशाद्राज्यं रामो महाबलः पादुके चास्य राज्याय न्यासं दत्त्वा पुनः पुनः निवर्तयामास ततो भरतं भरताग्रजः सकाममनवाप्यैव रामपादा उपस्पृशन् नन्दिग्रामे करोद् राज्यं रामागमनकाङ्क्षया गते तु भरते श्रीमान् सत्यसन्धो जितेन्द्रियः रामस्तु पुनरालक्ष्य नागरस्य जनस्य च तत्रागमनमेकाग्रो दण्डकान् प्रविवेशः
प्रविशतु मारण्यं रामो राजीवलोचनः विराधं राक्षसं हत्वा शरभङ्गं ददर्शः सुतीक्ष्णं चाप्यगस्त्यं च अगस्त्य भ्रातरं तथा अगस्त्यवचन चैव जाग्रहेन्द्रं शरासनं खड्गं च परमप्रीतस्थोणी चाक्षाय सायकौ वसतस्तस्य रामस्य वने वनचरैः सह ऋषयोऽभ्यागमन् सर्वे वधायासुररक्षसां सतेषां प्रतिशिश्रावा राक्षसानां तथा वने प्रतिज्ञातश्च रामेण वधस्सयन्ति रक्षसां ऋषीणामग्निकल्पानां दण्डकारण्यवासिनां तेन तत्रैव वसथा जनस्थाननिवासिनी विरूपिता शूर्पणखा राक्षसी कामरूपिणी ततः शूर्पणखा वाक्या दुद्युक्तान् सर्वराक्षसान् खरं त्रिशिरसं चैव दूषणं चैव राक्षसां निजघानवने राम स्तेषां चैव पदानुगान् वने तस्मिन् निवसथा जनस्थाननिवासिनां रक्षसां निहतन्यास सहस्राणि 14 ततो ज्ञातिवदं श्रुत्वा रावणः क्रोधमूर्छितः सहायं वरयामास मारीचं नाम राक्षसं वार्यमाणासु बहुशो मारीचेन स रावणः
अविरोधो बलवता क्षमो रावणतेन ते अनादृत्य तु तद्वाक्यं रावणः कालचोदितः जगाम सह मारीचस्तस्याश्रमपदं तदा तेन मायाविना दूरम् उपवाह्य नृपात्मजौ जहार भार्यं रामस्य गृध्रां हत्वा जटायुषं गृध्रं च नहितं दृष्ट्वा हृत्तां श्रुत्वा च मैथिलीं राघवः शोकसन्तप्तो विललापकुलेन्द्रियः ततोस्तैनैव शोकेन गृध्रं दग्ध्वा जटायुषम् मार्गमाणा वने सीता राक्षसं सन्ददर्शः कबन्धं नाम रूपेण विकृतं घोरदर्शनं तं निहत्य महाबाहु दर्दाः स्वर्गतश्च सः चास्य कथयामास शबरीं धर्मचारिणीं श्रमणीं धर्मनिपुणामभिगच्छेति राघव सोऽभ्यगच्छन्न हातेज शबरीं शत्रुसूदनः शबर्या पूजितः सम्य ग्रामो दशरथात्मजः पम्पातीरे हनुमता सङ्गीतो वानरेणः हनुमद्वचना चैव सुग्रीवेण समागतः सुग्रीवाय च तत्सर्वं संसद्रामो महाबलः आदितस्तद्यथावृतं सीतायश्च विशेषतः सुग्रीवश्चापि तत्सर्वं श्रुत्वा रामस्य वानरः चकार सख्यं रामेण प्रीतश्चैवाग्निसाक्षिकं ततो वानरराजेन वैरानुकदनं प्रति रामाय वेदितं सर्वं प्राणाय दुःखितेन च प्रतिज्ञानुतं च रामेण तदा वालीवदं प्रति वालिनश्च बलं तत्र कथयामास वानरः सुग्रीवः शङ्कितश्चासि नित्यं वीरेण राघवे राघव प्रत्ययार्थं तु दुन्दुभेगायुमुत्तमं दर्शयामास सुग्रीवो महापर्वतसन्निभम् उच्मयित्वा महाबाहो प्रेक्षश्चास्ति महाबलः पादाङ्गुष्ठेन चिक्षेप सम्पूर्णं दशयोजनं बिभेदत पुनः सालान् सप्तैकेन महेशुना गिरिं रसतरां चैव जनयत् प्रत्ययं तथा ततः प्रीतमनस्तेन विश्वस्तस्मः कपिः किष्किन्धां रामसहितो जगाम च स गुहां तदा ततो गर्जधरिवरः सुग्रीवो भेमपिङ्गलः तेन नादेन महता निर्जगाम हरीश्वरः अनुमान्य तदा तारं सुग्रीवेण समागतः निजगाम च तत्रेणं शरीरैकेण राघव तत्सुग्रीववचनात् हत्वा वालीनमाहवे सुग्रीवमेव तद्राज्ये राघव प्रत्यपादयात्
स च सर्वान् समानीय वानरऋषभः दिशः प्रस्थापयामास दिदृक्षुर्जनकात्मजा ततो दद्वै पुरीं लङ्कां मृते सीतां च मैथिलीं रामाय प्रियमाख्यातुं पुनरायान्महाकपिः ततो गृध्रस्य वचनात् सम्पातेरं महोदते शतयोजनविस्तीर्णं पुप्लुवे लवणार्णवम् तत्र लङ्कां समासाद्य पुरीं रावणपालितां ददर्श सीतां ध्यायन्तीम् अशोकवनिकां गतां निवेदयित्वा विज्ञानं प्रवृत्तिं च निवेद्य च समाश्वास्य च वैदेहीं मर्दयामास तोरणम् पञ्चसेनाग्रगा नत्वा सप्तमन्त्रिः सुतानपि शूरमक्षं च निष्पिष्य ग्रहणं समुपागमत् अस्त्रेणोन्मुक्तमात्मानं ज्ञात्वा पैतामहाद्वरात् महर्षयन्त्राक्षसिन् वीरो यन्त्रिणस्तान्यदृच्छयः ततो दग्ध्वै पुरीं लङ्कां मृते सीतां च मैथिलीं रामाय प्रियमाख्यातुं पुनरायान्महाकपिः सोऽधिगम्य महात्मानं कृत्वा रामं प्रदक्षिणं न्यवेदयदमेयात्मा दृष्टा सीतेति तत्त्वतः तत्सुग्रीवसहितो गत्वा तेरं महोदते समुद्रं क्षोभयामास शरैरादित्यसन्निभैः दर्शयामास चात्मानं समुद्रसरितां पतिः समुद्रवचनाच्चैव नलं सेतुमकारयत्
तेन गत्वा पुरीं लङ्कां हत्वा रावणमाहवे रामसीतामनुप्राप्य परां व्रीडमुपागमत् तामुवाच ततो रामः पुरुषं जनसंसदि अमृश्यमाणा सा सीता विवेश ज्वलनं सति ततोऽग्निवचनात् सीतां ज्ञात्वा विगतकल्मषां बभो रामसम्पृष्टः पूजितः सर्वदैवतैः कर्मणा तेन महता त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं सदेवर्षिगणं तुष्टं राघवस्य महात्मनः अभिषिच्य च लङ्कायां राक्षसेन्द्रं विभीषणं कृतकृत्यस्तदा रामो विज्वरः प्रमुमोदः देवताभ्यो वरं प्राप्य समुत्थाप्य च वानरान् अयोध्यां प्रस्थितो रामः पुष्पकेण सह धृतः भरद्वाजाश्रमं गत्वा रामसत्यपराक्रमः भरतस्यानिक्तं रामो हनुमन्तं व्यसर्जयत् पुनराख्यायिकां जल्पं सुग्रीवसहितश्च सः पुष्पकं तस्समारुह्य नन्दिग्रामं ययौ तदा नन्दिग्रामे जटां हित्वा भ्रातृभिः सहितो नखः रामसीतामनुप्राप्य राज्यं पुनरवाप्तवान् हृष्टमुदितो लोकस्तुष्टपुष्टसुधार्मिकः निरामयो हिरोगश्च दुर्भिक्षभयवर्जितः
न पुत्रमरणं किञ्चिद रक्षन्ति पुरुषाः क्वचित् नार्यश्च विधवा नित्यं भविष्यन्ति पतिव्रताः न ताग्नयं भयं किञ्चित् नाप्सु मज्जन्ति जन्तवः न वाथजं भयं किञ्चित् नापि ज्वरकृतं तताः न चापि शुद्भयं तत्र न तस्करभयं तताः नगराणि च राष्ट्राणि धनधान्ययुतानि च नित्यं परमुदिता सर्वे यथा कृतयुगे तथा अश्वमेधाशतैरिष्वा तथा बहुसुवर्णिकैः गवां कोटियुधं दत्त्वा ब्रह्मलोकं प्रयास्यति असङ्ख्येयं धनं दत्त्वा ब्राह्मणेभ्यो महायशाः राजवंशान् शतगुणान् स्थापयिष्यति राघवः चातुर्वरण्यं च लोके स्वे स्वे धर्मे नियोक्ष्यति दशवर्णसहस्राणि दशवर्णशतानि च रामो राज्यमुपैस्थित्वा ब्रह्मलोकं प्रयास्यति इदं पवित्रं पापाग्नं पुण्यं वेजैश्च संहितं यः पठेद् रामचरितं सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते एतदाख्यानमायुष्यं पठन् रामायणं नरः सपुत्रपौत्रसाग्नाः प्रेत्य स्वर्गे महीयते पठन् द्विजो वग्रशब्दमीयात् स्यात् क्षत्रियो भूमिपतित्वमीयात् वणिक्जनः पुण्यफलत्वमीयात् जनश्च शूद्रोऽपि महात्ममीयात्
Thank you so much, little ones. It's truly heartwarming to see kids in this generation staying so connected to their roots. Their embrace of tradition and culture is a source of pride for all of us. I'm sure you'll all agree. Moving on, the great Tulasi Dasa described the graceful movement of Rama. Thumak Chalat Ramachandra shaped the imagination of many generations. Miss Anju, I now request you to help awaken the little Lala in all of us. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you, Sushmita. Okay, let's start. So this is about small, just 2 to 5 years old Ramji when he was when like parents are enjoying the childhood of a kid. So I'll start. Jai Shri Ram. ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र कीलकी कीलकी उठत धाय कीलकी कीलकी उठत धाय गिरत भूमि लटपटाय धाय मात गोद लेत दशरथ की रनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र अंचल रज अंग झारी अंचल रज अंग झारी विविध भांति सो दुलारी विविध भांति सो दुलारी तन मन धन वारी वारी तन मन धन वारी तन मन धन वारी वारी कहत मृदु वचनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र होवे द्रुम से अरुण धर द्रुम से अरुण धर बोलत मुख मधुर मधुर बोलत मुख मधुर मधुर सुभगनासिका में चारो लटकत लटकनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र तुलसीदास अति आनंद तुलसीदास अति आनंद देख के मुखार विंद देख के मुखार वृंद रघुवर छवि के समान रघुवर के छवि के समान रघुवर छवि बनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र जय श्री राम.
Thank you so much, Anju. As I previously said, that was really melodious, and I'm very sure Lord Sri Ram himself might have felt like, coming here for all of this calling that you were doing for him. So now, as we proceed towards the closing of this event, it gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Swasti Wellness. I extend a very special thanks to the chief guest, Dr. M.V. Vishwanath, for gracing the event. Swasti Wellness looks forward to inviting Dr. Vishwanath to further events as the chief speaker on talks of Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Rashmi, a renowned pediatrician, by profession, and Shri Nagesh, teacher of Sanskrit in the Veda Vijnana Gurukula, for giving us the time to train the children in their melodious and accurate recitals of the bhajans, shloka, and the Moola Ramayana. Furthermore, I wish to extend my gratitude to all the parents of the children for their constant encouragement and support. Furthermore, I'd like to thank B.S. Manik Nihal, Nishchita N., and M. Shivrai Reddy for their valuable cooperation and constant guidance in making this event a memorable success. We look forward to inviting our guests and patrons to more such events in the future and request your good selves to kindly grace them. Jai Shri Ram.
To add on to the vote of thanks, I'm grateful to Sushmita for taking this up at the last moment, and you've truly done a beautiful job. Thank you so much, Sushmita.
My pleasure, ma'am, to be a part of this occasion.